You might feel healthy. You might walk in the sun every day. But still, something subtle could be missing inside your body, something essential that quietly weakens your bones, your muscles, and even your mood. That something is vitamin D. And the truth is, most people over 50 simply don't get enough of it, even if they think they do. Vitamin D is called the sunshine vitamin because sunlight helps your skin make it naturally. But after 50, the skin's ability to produce vitamin D drops dramatically. You could spend half an hour in the sun and still make far less than you did when you were young. It's not your fault. It's just how the body changes with time. Now think about how modern life looks. Many of us spend more hours indoors. We protect our skin with sunscreen, long sleeves, or hats, and that's important for safety. But it also means that the sunlight never really reaches the skin deeply enough to trigger vitamin D production. So even people living in warm, sunny regions can still be vitamin D deficient. Surprising, isn't it? There's more. Making vitamin D is only the first step. Your liver and kidneys have to convert it into an active form that your body can use. With age, this process slows down naturally. And if you take certain medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol, some of them may interfere with vitamin D absorption or activation. That's one reason so many people have low levels, even when they eat well and get some sun. What happens when vitamin D runs low? At first, you may not notice anything dramatic. Just a bit of tiredness, some weakness in the legs, a mild ache in the back or joints, maybe a slower recovery after activity. Many people think it's just normal aging, but sometimes it's simply a sign that your body is missing this key nutrient. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in how your body absorbs calcium, the mineral that keeps bones strong and dense. Without enough vitamin D, even a diet rich in calcium won't protect you fully from bone thinning or fractures. It also supports your immune system, helping you fight infections more effectively. And it influences your mood because vitamin D interacts with brain chemicals that affect emotional balance. So when vitamin D drops, you might feel not just physically weaker, but emotionally flatter too. It's all connected. Here's another layer. People with a bit more body fat tend to store vitamin D in fat tissue, where it becomes less available for use. That means it's locked away instead of circulating in the bloodstream. So even if your total vitamin D looks normal on paper, your active level might still be low. In short, sunlight alone isn't always enough. And aging changes how efficiently we produce and use vitamin D. This is the quiet deficiency that creeps in over the years, unnoticed until it starts to affect your energy, balance, and overall well-being. But don't worry, there's good news. Nature has already provided safe, natural ways to bring your vitamin D back up, without relying only on pills. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Why the supplements you see everywhere don't always work the way you expect. Everywhere you look, you see them. Rows of shiny bottles promising better bones, stronger immunity, and healthy aging. Vitamin D capsules, drops, sprays, tablets. They seem like such an easy solution. One small pill a day, and your vitamin D problem should be gone, right? But here's the truth that most people never hear. For many adults over 50, these supplements simply don't work the way we hope they will. When you swallow a vitamin D pill, your body doesn't just absorb it instantly. It has to go through a complex process. First, the pill has to dissolve in your stomach. Then, it travels through the small intestine, where it needs to be absorbed into the bloodstream. And because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, it can only be absorbed properly when there's some healthy fat present. If you take your supplement with black coffee or just a piece of toast, your body might absorb only a small fraction of it. But if you take it with foods like avocado, olive oil, or even a handful of nuts, absorption improves dramatically. Most people never get told that detail, and as a result, they keep taking pills that barely do anything. There's another layer to this story. Once vitamin D enters your bloodstream, it still has to be converted into its active form. This happens in your liver and kidneys, and as we get older, those organs may not work as efficiently as they used to. Certain medications, like cholesterol-lowering drugs, corticosteroids, or some diabetes treatments, can slow this conversion down even more. So even if you're taking a good supplement, your body might never turn it into something it can actually use. You might also be surprised to learn that not all supplements are created equal. Some cheaper brands contain forms of vitamin D that are harder for the body to recognize. Others may include fillers or poor quality oils that reduce absorption even further. And independent lab tests have shown that some products don't contain the amount of vitamin D listed on the label. Sometimes there's only half as much. Sometimes there's far more, which can actually become unsafe if taken for months at high doses. It's not about blaming supplements. They can be helpful, especially under medical supervision, when deficiency is severe. But for many older adults, the problem isn't lack of vitamin D pills. It's that their bodies simply can't process the synthetic version efficiently anymore. There's also something subtle but important. The way nature packages nutrients matters. When vitamin D comes from food, from real, living sources, it's surrounded by natural fats, enzymes, and other vitamins that help it do its job. It's part of a complete system, not an isolated ingredient. That's why food-based vitamin D is often absorbed more smoothly and stays active longer inside your body. You may have heard of people who take vitamin D supplements for months, even years, but their blood tests still show low levels. That's not because they're doing anything wrong. It's because the pill alone can't fix the full picture. The body needs the right conditions: healthy digestion, active liver function, enough magnesium and natural fats, for vitamin D to truly work. So, before filling another drawer with bottles, it's worth asking, could there be a simpler, more natural way to raise your levels? One that your body actually understands? And yes, there is. A common, affordable, everyday food, something found in almost every grocery store, contains more usable vitamin D than many supplements combined. It's time to meet that natural champion in the next chapter. You've probably guessed that we're talking about something natural, but few people realize just how powerful this food really is. The true, natural champion of vitamin D is fatty fish. Simple, accessible, familiar. And yet, most people underestimate it completely. Let's start with the numbers, or rather, the picture behind them. A small portion of wild salmon, herring, mackerel, or sardines can contain more vitamin D than many daily supplements. For example, one serving, about the size of your palm, can give you several hundred international units of vitamin D, sometimes even close to 1,000. That's often more than a standard capsule provides. But unlike the pill, your body knows exactly what to do with it. Why? Because in fish, vitamin D doesn't exist alone. It's naturally combined with healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids, which help the vitamin move through your digestive system and into your bloodstream. This natural combination makes it highly bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs it efficiently without extra effort. Wild-caught fish in particular have the highest vitamin D content. They spend their lives under the open sun, feeding on plankton and algae that contain vitamin D precursors. Farmed fish, on the other hand, often have lower levels because they live in controlled environments and eat processed feed. So if you can, choose wild fish, even if it's canned. Canned salmon or sardines still retain a lot of their natural vitamin D and omega-3 goodness. There's also a beautiful balance in this kind of food. Along with vitamin D, you get essential nutrients that work hand in hand, like selenium, iodine, and high-quality protein. Together, they support your immune system, your thyroid, your brain, and of course your bones. That's why doctors often recommend fish as a cornerstone of healthy aging diets. And there's more. Vitamin D from fish is in the D3 form, the same type your body makes from sunlight. That's crucial because D3 is much more effective at raising blood levels than D2, which is the form found in many plant-based sources and cheaper supplements. So by choosing fish, you're not just getting natural vitamin D, you're getting the right kind of vitamin D. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I don't like fish? That's a fair concern. Not everyone enjoys the taste. But there are many easy ways to make it delicious. Grill a small piece of salmon with lemon and herbs. Mix canned sardines with olive oil, tomato, and a slice of whole grain bread. Add a few cubes of herring to a salad. Even 2 or 3 fish meals a week can make a visible difference in your energy, muscle strength, and mood over time. And here's something fascinating. When people who were previously low in vitamin D start eating fatty fish regularly, their levels often rise within just a few weeks, sometimes faster than with supplements. That's the body saying thank you for something it recognizes as real food, not a synthetic imitation. There's also an environmental wisdom to this. For centuries, coastal cultures relied on fish not only for protein, but for vitality, especially during winter months when sunlight was scarce. They didn't know the science, but they knew how they felt. That tradition still carries truth today. So, if you want to nourish your bones, your immunity, and even your mood, think of fish not just as a meal, but as nature's perfectly balanced vitamin D package. It's one of the simplest and most effective ways to keep your body strong and resilient as the years go by. And in the next part, we'll talk about something very practical. How often to eat it, what types are best, and how to make sure you're getting just the right amount to feel the benefits without overdoing it. Now that you know the best natural source of vitamin D, the next question is simple. How much of it do you actually need? You might imagine that you'd have to eat fish every single day to see results, but the good news is that's not necessary. Your body is incredibly efficient at storing vitamin D for later use. You just have to give it enough regularly in the right form. For most adults over 50, 2 or 3 servings of fatty fish per week are enough to maintain healthy vitamin D levels throughout the year. That's it. 2 or 3 times a week, not every day. And those portions don't have to be large. Even a modest piece, about the size of your hand, can make a real difference over time. Consistency matters more than quantity. Your body builds its vitamin D reserves slowly, like charging a long-lasting battery. If you skip a week, it's fine, but make it a regular habit overall. That steady rhythm keeps your blood levels stable, your mood balanced, and your immune system supported. Let's talk about practical options. You can have grilled salmon for dinner once a week, maybe a sandwich with sardines or herring another day. And if you enjoy traditional comfort foods, try baked mackerel with vegetables. It's simple, hearty, and full of nutrients. Canned fish counts too, as long as it's packed in natural oil or water. Avoid those with heavy sauces or unnecessary additives because they often contain extra salt and sugar. One small but important tip: try not to overcook your fish. High heat and long frying can destroy part of the vitamin D and the delicate omega-3 fats that protect your heart and brain. Instead, cook it gently. Bake, steam, or grill with a touch of olive oil and lemon. That way, you preserve all the good stuff inside. If you're not a big fan of fishy flavors, you can combine it with fresh herbs, a squeeze of lemon, or a bit of yogurt sauce. These simple touches make it light and pleasant. And don't worry, you don't need gourmet recipes. Even a quick, home-style meal will do the job. Now, what if you follow a vegetarian or mostly plant-based diet? There are still some natural options, though they're usually lower in vitamin D. Egg yolks, mushrooms exposed to sunlight, and fortified foods like milk or orange juice can help a bit. But if you avoid fish completely, it's worth checking your vitamin D levels once or twice a year and discussing with your doctor whether you might need an occasional supplement. Another helpful habit is timing your meals. Vitamin D, remember, is fat-soluble, so pairing fish with a small amount of healthy fat improves absorption. That could be olive oil, avocado, or a handful of nuts on the side. Think of it as teamwork inside your body. Good fats help carry vitamin D where it's needed most. And here's something many people notice after just a few weeks of eating fish regularly. They feel a steady lift in energy and focus. Their muscles feel stronger. They recover faster from walks, gardening, or exercise. That's because vitamin D doesn't just build bones. It influences how your muscles contract and how your nerves communicate. Even your mood tends to stabilize, especially in darker months when sunlight is limited. You might say, but fish can be expensive. It's true that some types, like wild salmon, can cost more. But affordable choices like sardines, mackerel, or herring are just as rich in vitamin D. Even canned options, eaten 2 or 3 times a week, can support your levels beautifully. The key idea is this: you don't need a radical diet or complicated schedule. You just need a small, steady dose of nature's own vitamin D. And when you combine that with simple lifestyle habits, like a short walk in daylight or a few minutes of stretching outdoors, you give your body everything it needs to stay strong and vibrant. Next, let's go one step further. There are simple ways to boost the effect of vitamin D from your food. Tiny changes that help your body absorb and use it even better. That's what we'll explore in the final part. By now, you know the power of natural vitamin D and how easily it can come from everyday food. But there's something even better. You can help your body use that vitamin D more effectively just by adding a few small habits and foods to your routine. These boosters don't replace vitamin D, they multiply its effect. Let's start with one quiet hero that often goes unnoticed: magnesium. Your body needs magnesium to activate vitamin D. Without enough of it, vitamin D can remain in its inactive form, like fuel that never reaches the engine. Magnesium helps convert vitamin D into the form your cells can actually use. Where can you find it? In simple, wholesome foods: nuts, seeds, leafy greens, avocados, and whole grains. A small handful of almonds, a spoonful of pumpkin seeds, or a serving of spinach can do wonders. So, when you enjoy your salmon or sardines, add a few nuts or greens on the side. That little combination turns a good meal into a powerful health formula. The next booster is healthy fat. Remember, vitamin D is fat-soluble. If you eat your fish with a fat-free salad, a lot of that precious vitamin may go to waste. But if you add a drizzle of olive oil, a slice of avocado, or a few olives, your body can absorb vitamin D much more efficiently. Think of it as giving the vitamin a ride into your bloodstream. Another simple, natural enhancer is sunlight itself. Even though diet is essential, a small dose of sunshine still plays a beautiful supporting role. Just 10 to 15 minutes of gentle morning or late afternoon sun on your face and arms can help your skin produce vitamin D naturally. You don't need to sunbathe or stay out too long. Just a bit of daily light signals your body to keep its natural rhythm alive. And the best part? Being outside, even briefly, boosts mood, improves sleep quality, and helps your immune system reset. Now let's talk about movement. Vitamin D supports muscle strength, but the opposite is true as well. Movement helps your body use vitamin D better. Simple activities like walking, gardening, or stretching increase blood flow and stimulate bone cells, allowing vitamin D and calcium to do their work more effectively. It doesn't have to be intense exercise. Even 10 minutes of gentle motion each day adds up over time. Hydration is another small but valuable detail. Your kidneys play a major role in converting vitamin D into its active form, and they work best when you're well hydrated. So keep water nearby throughout the day. Herbal teas and clear soups count too. They all help your body stay balanced. Finally, let's mention sleep and stress. When you sleep poorly or live under constant stress, your body produces more cortisol, a hormone that can interfere with how vitamin D functions. That's why rest isn't just about feeling refreshed, it's part of nutrient balance. Try winding down before bed, keeping your room cool and dark, and limiting screens at night. Your body will thank you, and your vitamin D will work smarter. When you combine all these boosters, a few servings of fatty fish each week, some nuts and greens for magnesium, a touch of sunlight, gentle movement, and good rest, something wonderful happens. Your energy becomes steadier, your immunity grows stronger, and your bones, muscles, and mood start to reflect the harmony of all these small, natural habits working together. So, instead of chasing endless pills and powders, remember this: your body already knows how to thrive. Give it real food, gentle light, movement, and calm, and it will do the rest. That's the quiet power of nature and the smartest way to keep your vitamin D and your health shining bright for many years ahead.